Every day is just one heartbeat away from a headline. This is Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski, featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
I mean, a lot of it likely comes down to just really bad parenting and kind of letting the child, run in this feral direction of doing these sort of things. When we have these cases now, if we can rewind back to the year prior to all of the shooting happening, when the police were at the home of Colin and Colt Gray, ideally in today's setting, what should have happened there? I know you said, identifying, and let's say they did find something on the device in terms of those sort of threats. Is that an immediate arrest of both the child and the parent, or what should take place as this kind of new precedents are being set going forward to really show the seriousness of what's been going on and not just kind of giving everything a pass?
Well, from a law enforcement perspective, the father, unless there was something from the father that was a terroristic threat in nature, I don't think they could do anything. But the son, yes, Colt, they could have arrested him on terroristic threats if, again, they could prove that they were coming from his device. If they did the proper investigation, I think that would have been proven. They should have been arrested him, incarcerated him, and given him help. Mm-hmm. Again, incarceration if he was convicted, and given him help and guidance and anger management and mental health evaluations. It could have been caught so early. And, one of the things that those officers did when they showed up, and I know you saw the tape, so unprepared, Tony. Yeah. They said, I don't know when this threat came in. I mean, it had just come in. I don't know. It came from somebody in the FBI. Pulled the report from the IC3. It's all there. The Bureau would have sent it. You would have known the exact words said, the time, the date, the device it came from. You would have had all of that. And they should have gone in there prepared. These law enforcement officers were not in the least prepared for a meaningful interview. And take them away from their porch. This isn't a fireside chat. Yeah. It's a terroristic threat.
Why were they so unprepared?
Why were they so unprepared? Yeah. I can't answer that other than, some departments are just not well trained. Mm-hmm. I've talked about it before. Some departments, you graduate from high school, you're 18 years old, you raise your hand, you say, I want to be a police officer. They make you a police officer. You go to an academy for a few weeks, and now you have all the power in the world. Yeah. And no training. These departments can't afford any kind of training. They can't afford shooting. They qualify once a year with 50 rounds, and that makes them qualified. Yeah. I mean, other departments, federal departments qualify and train all the time on use of defensive tactics, on legalities. So it does come down in a lot of instances, Tony, to money. Yeah. And I think these two officers reminded me of a little bit of the Moab situation with Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie.
Yes.
It was so unbelievable. Colin Gray acted so much like Brian Laundrie.
Yes.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, my friends are in law enforcement, kind of building rapport with the officer, and the officer just put on the leash and kept going with the father.
Yeah, they kind of ate it up. I mean, very much so, like, oh, he's one of us. Or, I mean, people are people. At the end of the day, we got to remember that. But again, that's where we have to expect higher and better from our law enforcement officers, where some doofus like Colt or Colin Gray can just, lead them out there the way that he did, because it was really just kind of shocking to watch. Should there be repercussions for those officers for not taking this more seriously or going further with this? I mean, almost as another precedent that needs to be set of, look, you guys kind of bungled this up. You didn't go and take this as serious as you should have.
Well, I think training is in order, because the atmosphere in law enforcement, especially against children that are really minors with something like a threat, was always to be handled this way. Mm-hmm. And I knew this in the Bureau.
Yeah.
I got called out on one, nothing to do with a terroristic threat, but to do with a kid. He was about 10 years old, and he literally hacked into NASA's computers and was stealing identification of NASA employees and making purchases with that over the computer. Buying.
Yeah.
From he had all the information of these employees. And so, my boss calls me in the office and said, listen, I need you to go down to, speak with this young man. He's 10 years old. And, not to arrest him.
Yeah.
They didn't want him arrested because he was 10 years old. And I will say, do you remember when this officer said his boss had told him, we can kind of wait on this, wait till after the weekend? It seemed like it might have been a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the interview date and compare it to the day, but he refers that, we can just put that off. But he said, no, I didn't want to put it off. I wanted to.
Yeah.
So at least in the back of his head, he knew it had some importance.
Yeah. There was like some sort of a sense of urgency, but not necessarily the sense of seriousness, I think, is what it turned out to be. Just so easy to take the people at their word and to walk away from it. That was just the most disturbing part of the whole thing.
Let's be honest. Nothing kills the thrill of a good murder mystery like a commercial for laundry detergent. It's like someone slapping a closed sign on your favorite dive bar. But you're not here for that, are you? You're here for the good stuff. So ditch the ads and upgrade to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. With True Crime Today Premium Plus, you get your crime straight. No chaser. Commercial free with extended interviews and early access. It's like getting the bartender's special when the bar's already closed. Search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and drink it all in.